by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I love kids jumping on my lap. I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Oh, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Is this thing on? Testing. 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 Is this thing on? I gotta fucking sneeze. Holy shit. Testing. Is it on? Oh. 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 Hello, users, and welcome to another show. This is the Above It All show. We got Max the dog here, folks. Max the doggy. Hi, Maxie. Get up here. Get up here. They want to see you. What the fuck? Where are you going? Get up here, Maxie. Get up here. They want to see you. Come on. Come on. Oh, this is Max the dog. This is me. Ooh! Wah! Look at this dog. Oh my god. There he goes. There he goes. What are you doing? Oh, he's got a tennis ball. Smash the dog. Alright, so we're doing a show today. This is the Above It All show. 1007. Did I update the number? Does anyone know? Could someone check? I don't know. I scratched my so anyway, this is the Above It All show. The 1702, the show, the Above It All show, 1702, for the show, is how many shows, that I've done. Well, actually not, I've done 1701 shows. I haven't done 1702 shows yet because this is show number 1702. Got a show going on today. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a program. It is a program. It's a little bit of a program. I mean, it's, going to be doing a little bit of fun, some fun stuff. We're going to be talking about some fun stuff. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not fun stuff. I don't know. What am I even doing here? Like, I just show up and I fucking read a couple news articles and maybe talk about food and then I leave? And does anyone actually like pay attention? Like, does anyone pay attention to these shows? Like, is any of this getting through? Am I just talking to myself? Is this a blog? Anyway, it's the Above It All show. Hello, Bodan. What topics are you going to discuss today? Please do an announcement so that I know what's coming. I'll think about it. California suffering through the driest 3 years ever recorded with no relief in sight. No relief in sight. So if you live in California, guess what? You're fucked. Ha ha! You're fucked. California's drought has become the state's driest 3-year period on record, surpassing the 2013-15, and a fourth dry year is looking increasingly likely, officials said on Monday. The news came just days after the state began its new water year, which runs from October 1st to September 30. What? Wait, what? What is a water year? Is there a reason for that? I'm still learning, folks. What the fuck is a water year? The 2022 water year was marked by a dramatic swings between wet and dry conditions and a record-shattering heat wave at the start of September, with long-range forecasts suggesting that warmer and drier than average conditions will persist. Uncertainty remains about what the new water year may bring. What does that mean? New water year? What? This is our new climate reality, and we must adapt, Department of Water Resources Director Carla Nemeth said in a statement. As California transitions to a hotter, drier future, our extreme swings from wet and dry will continue. We are preparing now for continued extreme drought and working with our federal, state, local, and academic partners to plan for the future where we see less overall precipitation and more rain than snow. Anyway, California's fucked. You can read more. You want me to read more? I don't know. You get the gist. California's fucked. They're fucked. Okay? Do you understand this? Are you paying attention to this show right now? California, I don't know. It's like the biggest fucking state in the country. They're fucked. The biggest state in the country. Fucked. That's, a little concerning. Anyone find that a little, just a little bizarre? It's a little strange, maybe? The fuck is the water year? What is that? 2022 water year ended with the statewide precipitation at 76% of average and statewide reservoir storage at 69% of average. Officials said the reservoir levels are slightly better than last year, but still face far below normal, as nearly 95% of California remains in extreme, exceptional, or severe drought, and the 3 worst categories under the U.S. Drought Monitor. Historical patterns are increasingly disrupted by human-caused climate change, meaning additional challenges are getting folded into managing water. Good thing we had a bipartisan infrastructure deal coming in to redo our pipes. Am I right, people? We're going to redo our pipes. It's infrastructure. Anyway, good thing I don't live in California. Because if I lived in California, you know what would be happening right now? I'd be getting fucked. And it wouldn't be in the good dick way. Look at this. Does this look like the good dick way to you? Because it doesn't look like that to me. So anyway, there's some news on California. In the broader subject of water being a resource, I highly recommend looking into stockpiling water. You might be wondering, stockpiling water? How do I do that? Well, you can look it up. I'm just throwing that out there. It's not a bad idea. If you want to start getting those giant fucking water tanks, install them in the backyard. Just throwing that. So in other news, California is they're fucked, and it's not in the good dick way. And there you go. So there's a drought. You're not going to be able to drink water. The only thing you're going to be able to drink is Coca-Cola. Yeah, we don't need water around these parts. I don't drink water. It doesn't taste good. You ever taste water? It tastes bad. I'm drinking Coca-Cola and Gatorade. Woo! Anyway, I don't know. It's not good. I wonder if corporations are going to have to struggle at all, though. I'm just curious. Probably not. There's a hurricane in Florida? Holy shit. It's news to me. Anyway. So, there was some trolling going on yesterday that I was reported. This was reported to me. There was some trolling. Elon Musk is tweeting again. I know, can you believe it? So I've got this article here, a summary from Politico, and I want to read the headline and the subline. Ukrainian officials and allies rail against Elon Musk tweet. F off is my very diplomatic reply to you at Elon Musk. Ukrainian diplomat Andrea Malink tweeted. Oh boy. Oh boy. So what did Elon say? What did he say that deserved the ire of someone from Ukraine saying to F off? What could he have possibly said? Let's find out. So, Elon Musk posted a thread. Let's read this thread. Let's find out. Posted a thread on Twitter.com. And he's going to solve the world's diplomacy crisis. This is what happens. Elon Musk is going to step into the room. Right? Like the kids are fighting. He's going to step in, grab them by the wrists, and say, "You get it, right?" That's what he's going to say. So, this is Elon Musk. Ukraine-Russia peace. Redo elections of annexed regions under UN supervision. Russia leaves, if that is the will of the people. Now this one's very strange. Crimea formerly part of Russia, as it has been since 1783. First of all, like, I don't know, like, the Soviet Union called, right? Like, they fucked those borders up. Why are you bringing up 1783? What the fuck, bro? Anyway, water supply to Crimea assured. Ukraine remains neutral. What does neutral even mean? All right, so anyway, Elon Musk also tweets, this is highly likely to be the outcome in the end. Just a question of how many die before then. Also worth noting that it's possible, albeit unlikely outcome from this conflict is a nuclear war. So Elon Musk is tweeting some stupid garbage. You know, let's find out what the Ukrainians are saying. Responses from Ukrainian officials and supporters were swift and unsparing. Quote, which Elon Musk do you like more? Zelensky tweeted, including a poll that had options for one who supports Ukraine and one who supports Russia. As of Monday afternoon, 89.5% of the nearly 400,000 people who voted responded to the poll selected the former. I just love how this construction of a tweet, by the way, is just really funny. Like, this is a funny construction. Like, there's two universes, right? We have, like, the quantum fucking many worlds machine, and there's two universes that we're looking at. One where Elon Musk supports Ukraine, and one where he supports Russia. I just think that that's funny. Zelensky wasn't the only one to call Musk out online. Ukrainian diplomat Andrea was quick to reply, tweeting, "Fuck off," is my very diplomatic reply to you. Melink served as Ukraine's ambassador to Germany, but left a post in September after being dismissed by Zelensky for remarks he made about a Ukrainian nationalist leader who works with the Nazis. Oh. One of Zelensky's advisors, Mikhailo Podolyak, responded with a revised version of Musk's poll. So, is a better peace plan? Let's see. What do we have here? Let's find out. Ukraine liberates its territories, including the annexed Crimea. It's not a bad poll option. Russia undergoes demilitarization and mandatory denuclearization so it can no longer threaten others. 3. War criminals go to the International Tribunal. Let's vote. Yes or no? I would vote for yes in this poll. Sounds like a good solution to me. But anyway, so Elon Musk is, again, if it were as easy, like, that's the thing with all these, on a no joke thing here, all these, armchair philosophers who are, and unfortunately, Noam Chomsky, I'll throw Noam Chomsky in here. I don't, just settle down, untrigger yourself if you're triggered. The people that think that, oh, yeah, it's just all there is we just have to be adults. Right, it's not like one side is an aggressor and has nuclear weapons and is trying to pick on the fucking 2-year-old. Imagine a 36-year-old man with steel-toed boots bullying a 2-year-old child. Right, that's essentially what Russia's trying to do. They're threatening to nuke another country, right? But this idea that we just gotta meet in the middle, man. This impulse that these fucking morons have. It's the same thing with politics, right? It's that's why people are they worship the bipartisanship thing, right? Let's just meet in the middle. One side wants to commit a genocide of, just an entire, ethnic population. Let's just meet in the middle. Let's just meet in the middle, bro. You can kill half of them. Kill half, stop the genocide at half of them, and then walk away. This idea, to me, it's just, I don't see it. Maybe there's, a secret news feed. You know what I mean? A secret news feed where, there's, where Putin seems like a serious guy who just wants to sit at the table and have a conversation, and Zelensky is, there's a secret news feed. It's hidden from everyone else that these armchair philosophers are, engulfed in. But this idea that you could just, meet at the table, all right, you killed a shitload of Ukrainian children and civilians, and that's great, that's cool, and so we're going to meet in the middle, we'll give you, a part of our country, that's meeting in the middle, it's what? You know what I mean? What? I'm sorry, I just, there is no middle, there is no meeting in the middle. There is no adults getting in the room and having a peace negotiation. That doesn't exist. And I wish it existed. right? And I understand how it's wishful thinking to will that it, like, to, like, you know, people's argument is like, oh, we should talk about this to try to force the narrative in this situation. I got news for you, motherfucker. Now, again, I don't like it, but I got news for you. Random motherfuckers on Twitter, right, including Elon Musk, they're not going to be there is no amount of popular will that is going to shift the narrative into a way that Vladimir Putin actually feels pressured to negotiate peace. That's not going to happen. That's not happening. Like, I wish it would happen. I would pray for that if I were a religious person, but that's not the world we live in. We don't live in that world, right? And so the idea, I feel like people just have like these weird blinders on. Like, Russia is not an intelligent and good faith actor here. Like, that's like saying, oh, we got to negotiate like an end to the Iraq war. It's like, you know, 2006, right? We got to negotiate an end and withdraw. We just got to, come on, everyone. Stop fucking fighting against the U.S., bro. Stop fighting against the United States. Stop it. What are you trying to defend your country? Bro, we just got to meet in the middle. Everyone get in the room. We just got to hash this out. Like, that didn't happen. Why? Because the U.S. had carte blanche to just destroy another country for no reason. If you are against U.S. intervention in Iraq and Afghanistan, I don't know why you wouldn't be against Russian intervention in Ukraine, right? They're going in, they're bullying a smaller country, and there's no amount of armchair philosophizing is going to change that. So, I don't know what to tell y'all. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, to me, that's like just a delusional like content pipeline, and I don't really engage in that. But yeah, it's like it's just weird victim blaming ass shit. Like, victim blaming, like, Ukraine gets invaded, and then motherfuckers are like, Ukraine, why are you so childish? Why don't you just go to the table? Motherfucker, they dropped bombs on the fucking Capitol. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I'm sorry, it's just, like, I don't know, man. Like, if we're gonna start having peace negotiations, like, I don't know, can Putin put up, like, fucking 5 billion, whatever his currency is, like, start putting money on the table, right? Like, put some, like, find a dollar amount per civilian executed, right, per orphanage bombed, find a dollar amount, right, and just tally it up like it's the fucking end of, like, a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater run, right? Like, I don't know, like, outside of some sort of reparation, I mean, there really is no end to this war, other than, you know, Putin getting defeated in a way that he can't, you know, and even then, he's got the nuclear weapons, and I don't want to be, you know, I'm just here telling you what I see. I'm just saying, I don't think the war is going to de-escalate. I don't see why it would de-escalate. If it does, that's great. I want it to de-escalate. But saying that, oh, this is how we do it, it's not that fucking simple. It really is not that fucking simple. So, I don't know, man. I just like this idea of the armchair philosophizer. Elon Musk is jumping in on this. But so many people are just like, they just don't really understand what's going on. In a way, like, I just, how could you possibly be going on your platform and saying, like, what Ukraine needs to do to get peace is this, that, and that. It's like, it's not about that. It's literally the only thing at play, the only variable at play here is whatever Vladimir Putin's mood is. That's the variable. That's how we make decisions on, oh, is he in a bad mood? Is he in a good mood? Is he going to want to send 300,000 extra people? Is he going to want to annex other territories? Is he going to hold votes in so-called states that he doesn't even control militarily? Like, Ukraine controls the military on the ground, right? And then Russia's declaring them to be part of Russia now all of a sudden? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Unless someone wants to provide to me the secret news feed, you know what I mean? I would love to see the secret news feed that, like, Noam Chomsky is reading from, that, like, all these other and I don't want to, you know, Noam, I get it, you know, I'm picking on him right now because I saw him saying some stupid shit a couple weeks ago. But, you know, I would love to have access to the secret news feed. I don't know if it's like a VIP club or something where you have to get the secret news feed where Putin and Zelensky are both really reasonable guys that are going to get into a room together and maybe have an arm wrestle and, you know, decide to, like, I would love to see that secret news feed. But until I see that, That's not what the world looks like to me. So that's my opinion on that situation. But Elon Musk destroyed as per usual. But yeah, the Boris Johnson thing, well, first of all, like, Boris Johnson is, he's not the prime minister anymore, so that's funny. But the Boris Johnson telling Zelensky not to negotiate peace, like, to me, what is that? People I've heard, Elon, I know you said this earlier, I'm not picking on you, but I've heard this trotted out. Like, okay, so Vladimir Putin launches an invasion, right? Tries to destroy the country, attempts to capture Kyiv but fails, right? Has said that they're trying to do a full-scale invasion of at least eastern Ukraine, right? They've already said that, like, oh, Ukraine doesn't exist. Vladimir Putin says Ukraine doesn't exist. It's just part of Russia that has gone rogue. He said all this fucking crazy-ass shit, right? It's very clear at that point when Boris Johnson, quote-unquote, stepped in. It's very clear that, one, Putin was lying. I mean, this was already after, right? This was already after, like, 3 fake negotiations where, like, assassins were trying to kill Zelensky, right? Like, so this is already after the assassination attempts at these so-called, like, peace negotiations, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. As far as I'm concerned, Boris Johnson, should he have said that? No. Was it his place to say that? No. But was he wrong? I don't know, man. You try to have peaceful negotiations with someone that invaded your country. Every time there's a hit squad that's waiting to kill you. I don't know. The writing's on the wall on that one. So that's my opinion on this, on the whole, like, Boris Johnson secretly architect of the war. I'm not saying that you said that, Elon, but some people have used that, like, to say that the West is the only reason why okay, so what's the alternative world? They're going to get into the room. Putin's going to have a change of heart. He's going to call up on the cell phone. All right, send the 19 assassins home. We're going to have a serious conversation. And then what? I don't know, man. I would like people to give me their other parts of these theories, but I haven't heard any of them. Like, they don't rely on the fact that Vladimir Putin's just going to decide to stop the war at a whim. That's it. Like, I mean, and that's wishful thinking, and I hope, and I wish that to be the case. But, like, the idea that I'm going to base all of my commentary around that, like, 0.0001% chance thing or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I just think, I don't know what this, like, guy is saying in the chat, like, with the sock profile pic. I don't know what's going on there, but some crazy shit. Some crazy shit, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, let's move on with the news. Oh, I forgot to mention, but Elon Musk did a second poll after he got creamed in the first poll. So, that's not really important though. Yeah. Vegetarian tacos are the only tacos. I want to remind everyone that meat is not food. I also want to remind everyone that meat in the United States is I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, if you live in New Zealand and you would have a fucking steak or whatever, I'm not going to be too concerned about your health. But if you're eating meat in the U.S., oof. Like ground beef, a lot of people make tacos with ground beef. Oof. Ground beef is full of disease. It's full of fucking, like, it's low fucking quality proteins. It's full of disease. People don't even really cook that shit properly. It's just, ugh. That's just disgusting. Yeah, Elon, I know you're anti-war. I'm anti-war. Like, but the thing is, being anti-war doesn't mean anything in this context. Like, that's like, I don't know, it's like there's a mass shooting going on and you're a pacifist. Like, there's a gun right next to you. You could execute the mass shooter, but you're a pacifist. You know, it's like, what does being anti-war mean? What does that mean? Like, I'm anti-war. Well, okay, there's a war going on. Okay, well, I'm anti-war. Okay, great. and the war's still happening, you know? Like, if it's I'm anti-war, I don't want to fight in a war, boom, all right. I'm anti-war, I don't support this war. I don't think anyone supports war outside of, like, you know, like a fucking couple of people in, like, you know, the top State Department shit. I don't think anyone supports war. Like, who goes out there and says, yes, I am pro-war? What? You know? And that's, like, that's the thing, is, like, the word and the phrase anti-war, in this context, it really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't fucking mean anything. Okay, you're anti-war. How does that help us? Okay, great. We got the anti-war guy here. Now what? You know? So. The path to the least amount of death. Well, I don't know. What's the path to the least amount of death? I don't know. Like, is it a trolley problem? Like, what if, like, let's imagine this. Two paths. Putin blows us all up, we all die. 8 billion people gone, dead. Or we continue society as it is right now for another 200 years. Climate change fucks us up, right? You know, how many people, billions of people are going to be born and die and suffering and pain? I don't know, man. You could make an argument that less death would be nuclear holocaust right now. Right? I mean, that's an argument. You know? Nuclear annihilation right now, 8 billion people dead, 8 billion people versus, I don't know, how many people are going to die when the climate hurricanes kill us all? Is it going to be 13 billion people on the planet? 14 billion people? You know, I don't know. Like, that's great. I agree in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, Tenzing, who are you talking to? Ukraine cutting its losses and agreeing not to join NATO. They already did that. They did that already. It didn't work. It didn't work. Russia was like, okay, we don't care, yawn. And then they kept fucking killing orphanages and bombing school buses. Like, I don't know. What is this world where, like, all Ukraine has to do is say, like, the magic word and Putin's gonna stop the war? Like, where is that world? I want to go there. Please, someone get me on the magic school bus and let's go take a trip. Holy fuck, man. But, like, where is that? I can't find it. I'm looking for that world. It's like you have to, like, is it like in Minecraft? You have to put in, like, a seed phrase to enter that universe? Like, what the fuck, man? I don't know why, like, people are so unfamiliar with Putin's conditions. The motherfucker, literally, in late February, went up there and said, Ukraine doesn't exist. I am going to capture Ukraine for future generations of a great Russian empire. He literally, on his, like, he made a blood and soil, like, these are ethnic peoples of my people. The West has been, like, you know, destroying our people and all that. He literally went out there and made, like, a neo-Nazi speech, and people are like, oh, what are his conditions? Just watch his fucking speech, dude. Like, why would you be commenting on the Ukraine-Russia war if you haven't even seen, like, the main, like, his speech? It's a blood and soil. We are going to take back our country that was stolen from us by the West or whatever shit. That's his fucking speech. That's his condition. You know what I don't know, like, you know, Palestine really needs to get their act together. How dare they start, you know, protesting Israel? I mean, haven't they just tried to negotiate a two-state solution? Why hasn't Hamas just tried a two-state solution? Why don't they just go? Why do they keep doing these protests and these counter-offensive strikes? How dare they? You know, honestly, I just can't. They should really just sit at the table like rational adults with Israel, you know, the rational actor Israel, right? You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm unwilling to consider them. Tenzing, I don't live in Ukraine. I have no power position. What are the peace conditions? What are the peace conditions? Tell me. Why is it that motherfuckers they're convinced that there's peace conditions and they can't ever name any of them? He already tried not going into NATO. He already tried saying you won't go into NATO. Didn't fucking work. Didn't fucking work. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you live in a fantasy world. And I wish I lived there. Honestly, if we're going to all die in nuclear apocalypse and you can choose knowing what's going to happen for the last 3 months or living in a fantasy world where you think, you know, any minute now it's going to de-escalate, you know, maybe I understand. You know, there's a coping mechanism at play. But, like, that's not a thing. There are no peace conditions. What is the most recent peace condition? Oh, we're going to steal your land and hold the citizens hostage at gunpoint, and you do nothing? That's the peace condition? Okay, great. That's a great peace condition. I point a gun at you and say, give me your wallet. And then then you run away after I took your wallet. Now we've achieved peace. What? You know, what? What do you think Russia is doing? Russia, Vladimir Putin specifically, is expanding his territory. That's what he is doing. It is an imperialist conquest. It's not that difficult to understand. I don't know why this is a fucking subject of conversation. Why am I still talking about this? Why are there people in my chat room that over the course of, like, however long it's been, like 8 months, they just haven't, like, seen a single Putin speech, apparently, and yet they're experts. They're fucking experts. Initially, Putin said, oh, I wanted 2 regions, Donetsk, Luhansk. That's what he initially said. Now the motherfucker annexed 4. 4! What do you mean they're done expanding? Initially, it was, oh, just give us Crimea. Then it's, oh, just give us Donetsk, Luhansk. Then it's, give us Zaporizhia and Kherson or whatever the fuck. Like, this like, I don't know, like, like, what? You know, like, I don't understand. Like, what is this fantasy world? There's a fantasy world that y'all are living in, man. I don't know what to tell you. First it's Crimea, and then we're done. Then it's just 2 regions. Now it's 4. And then was it going to be 12? And we're at 5 fucking annexed fucking regions of Ukraine. We're at 5 right now. 6, 7, 8. And then is he done? 10, 12, 14? Like, I don't know, man. The idea that someone's going to try to tell anyone what Putin is thinking in any way. Like, Putin is dying to end this war. He really wants to negotiate peace real bad. That's why he keeps stealing Ukrainian territory and sending his own, like, slaves to war. Right? Max, what are you looking out the window for? There's nobody there. There's nobody there, buddy. There's nobody there, Max. You're looking at ghosts. But anyway, let's talk about something that's more pressing than any of this fucking ass shit. Y'all motherfuckers are like drenching me in ass shit right now with this chat. Retro Boomer, member for 2 months. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. In fact, I'm not doing well, Retro Boomer. Fuck you for asking. I'm just kidding. Tenzing, you literally, I don't know what to tell you. You live in a fantasy world. You live in a fantasy world. Like, in your fantasy world, Putin saying 2, doing 4 is de-escalation. Saying, I want 2 regions, taking 4, that's de-escalation. That's not double or anything. That's less. In your mind, 4 is less than 2. I don't even know what world you're living in. Now, if you want to send me the secret news, like, is it on the dark net? Do I need a fucking Onion browser for this shit? Like, where is this news feed that you're reading this from? Where is this? I'm not seeing it anywhere. So he already de-escalated the war? Okay, so 300,000 conscripts. Right? Changing the nuclear laws. That's all de-escalation. Taking, like, literally the day after the referendum, so-called, at gunpoint, the motherfucker had a Russian missile strike that bombed the fucking school bus of humanitarian aid. And in Tenzing's mind, oh, it's de-escalating. We just annexed 4 territories and then bombed humanitarian aid convoys. That's right. That's called de-escalation. What? What? Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. Like, I need this secret news feed. Do I have to install, like, a fucking darknet browser to get this secret news feed. Like, I'm like, I don't even know how anyone could construe we took 4, by the way, we're bombing a school bus, as de-escalation. In fucking Vladimir Putin's speech, where he annexed 4 territories in Ukraine, right? He literally, like, said that the West is full of Satanists who give kids, like, mandatory sex change operations. I wonder what circumcision laws are like in Russia, by the way. Right? I don't know what to tell you. The guy who's going up there and saying the West is full of Satanism and sex change operations, that's the rational actor that's just begging for peace? Why would he go out there and say that? If he's negotiating peace? Like, what the fuck? How else does it end? I'm not giving you any prescription on how it ends. I can't see the future. I'm not speaking out of my asshole. If you want to speak out of your asshole and make these epic political predictions, feel free. I'm not. I'm not going to tell you how it's going to end. Why? Because I don't know. And I think pretty much everyone doesn't know. I think anyone trying to tell you that they know how to end this war is lying. I think that they're lying, including you. And maybe you're lying to yourself. I don't know. But, like, okay, Ukraine can't beat Russia. Why not? Why not? All right, and let's imagine, all right, they can't beat Russia. Okay, and? So they should just become a colony? Okay, you want Ukraine to be a colony. Just say it. I mean, if that's your solution, everyone in Ukraine should just stop trying and just become a colony and become slaves. Okay. I mean, at least that's something that's like a little bit more realistic than whatever else they're talking about. But also, I see no reason why Ukraine can't beat Russia. Outside of Russia using nuclear weapons. And also, what does that mean? That means World War III? Right? Like, okay, World War III. Okay, NATO goes to war with Russia. Let's look at that scenario. Is it a nuclear war? A lot of people say World War III is always going to be a nuclear war. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't necessarily believe that they can do that, or that they would do that, all the world leaders. What is the war being fought over if y'all are just going to blow up the whole world, right? So I could see a World War III playing out without nuclear weapons being used. And it's really bad. But at the same time, what is the alternative? Just hope and pray that Russia stops? I mean, we spent 20 years in the United States hoping and praying that the U.S. would pull out of more and more wars, right? George W. Bush launches us in fucking 5,000 wars. Barack Obama literally campaigns on getting out of the war, gets us involved in more fucking conflicts, right? Donald Trump gets us involved in more fucking conflicts. Joe Biden is at least trying to pull out of Afghanistan, did it, in a debatable fashion, right? But it's like, I don't know. We can hope and pray that we got out of war, that we get out of conflicts, that we stop occupying, places. We can hope and pray that Israel stops occupying Palestine. We can hope and pray. That's great. I'm down to hope and pray. But let's be honest, it's not serious political conversation to just say, I hope for the best possible outcome. I do too. I hope that the fucking workers of the world unite and overthrow every fucking goddamn oppressive government. That's what I'm hoping for. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Dismiss Russia's military capabilities. I don't know, man. This idea that Russia's military is so great, and yet they've suffered extreme losses in Ukraine. Like, where's the evidence that this is a great military? What's the evidence? Like, you gotta lay out, if you're gonna write a fucking paper, right, you gotta have sources that you're gonna cite. You gotta have arguments, right, multiple arguments that support your case. Anyway. Fucking history is the evidence, bro! You know about, like, World War II, man? When, like, the Soviet Union, like, totally kicked Hitler's butt? Bro, how long ago was that? How long ago was that? And also, that was a different fucking country. That was a different fucking country. No one in any position of power right now was alive at all during World War II. What the fuck, man? Did you know, like, when the Soviet Union, like, fucked with Afghanistan, that, like, the Soviet Union's military is, like, so good, man, that it worked out really well for them, bro? It's like, what is that? History is the evidence, man. Like, you could say that about anything. History is the evidence that the pyramids were sent here by aliens from fucking Venus. History is the evidence. History is the evidence. I don't know what to tell you. What? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I want to talk about something way more important than this fucking fantasy, like, Civilization 7 teaser trailer bullshit, okay? Anyway. We have big fucking news here that I gotta talk about. I consider myself a follower of the John Fetterman campaign for Pennsylvania Senate. And John Fetterman posted an update that is really alarming. I did a double take. Right? In fact, triple take. Breaking. Dr. Oz is a puppy killer. Now, I thought to myself, there's no way in hell. Can't be true. There's no way. So, this is me finding out if this is true live on stream. Where's my Max dog? I need to hug my dog. Maxie! Maxie! You know, I have a puppy at home. Everybody, he's walking. I have a puppy right here. This puppy's name is Max the puppy. And he's a puppy and he's a dog. But more importantly, he is Max the dog. And so I just want to say this as a fan of dogs, as a friend of dogs. This is no good. Dr. Oz's scientific experiments killed over 300 dogs, an entire litter of puppies. Columbia's internal investigation found that Oz's research team inflicted extensive suffering on canine test subjects in violation of the Animal Welfare Act. Now, first of all, I'm going to point out the elephant in the room. How many motherfuckers involved with this article? Hell, elephant in the room. John Fetterman. How many of these people eat meat? Hey, I'm just wondering. Good old-fashioned American beef. How many of these people eat beef? Or pig? Or chicken? I'm just wondering, you know, so we're having an outcry torturing a couple of goddamn dogs, and yet these are a bunch of meat eaters. You know what I mean? That support fucking factory farming. So, hey, I'm just throwing that out there. That's a little bit more concerning. But either way, let's read. I know Americans are dumb. In a scandal that will surely make Mitt Romney, who famously strapped his family dog atop the roof of his car. What the fuck? I didn't know that. Holy shit. Look like a PETA activist, a review of 75 studies published by Mehmet Oz between 1989 and 2010 reveals that Republican Senate candidates' research killed over 300 dogs and inflicted significant suffering on them and other animals used in experiments. Holy shit. Oz, the New Jersey resident who's currently running for the U.S. Senate from Pennsylvania, was a principal investigator at the Columbia University Institute of Comparative Medicine Labs for years and assumed full scientific, administrative, and fiscal responsibility for the conduct of the studies. Over the course of 75 studies published in academic journals reviewed by Jezebel, who's publishing this outlet, Oz's team conducted experiments on at least 1027 live animal subjects that included dogs, pigs, calves, rabbits, and small rodents. 34 of these experiments resulted in the deaths of at least 329 dogs, while 2 of his experiments killed 31 pigs and 38 experiments killed 661 rabbits and rodents. Why are rabbits and rodents in the same category? I want to know how many rabbits and how many rodents. Why are they lumped in? It's no fair to the rabbits or the rodents. They both deserve their own proper death toll. In the early 2000s, testimony from a whistleblower and veterinarian named Catherine Del Orto about Oz's research detailed extensive suffering inflicted on his team's canine test subjects, including multiple violations of the Animal Welfare Act, which set minimum standards of care for dogs, cats, primates, rabbits, and other animals in the possession of animal dealers and laboratories. The law specifically requires researchers and breeders to use pain-relieving drugs or euthanasia on the animals and not use paralactics without anesthesia or experiment multiple times on the same animal. Now, I'm all about animal welfare. I'm all about animal rights, right? But, like, again, how funny is it that motherfuckers are crying about 300 dead dogs while they eat fucking meat in this country? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just saying, throwing this out there. Pigs, smarter than dogs? Pigs are smarter than dogs. You can train a pig. A pig has a longer memory. A pig can learn commands. A pig can solve mazes. Pigs have been playing Space Invaders, motherfuckers. Pigs are smarter than dogs. Look it up. Yet we eat fucking bacon in this country. So I'm just saying, right? Reading these kinds of articles, you know, it's just weird. Like, it's weird, man. It's just fucking strange reading these kinds of articles. Like, reading people outraged at 300 dead dogs while they eat meat to me is just like, it's just crazy, you know? To me, it's crazy. It really is crazy. Now, again, I know we live, it's like the Twilight Zone, right? Like, I'm zooming out of the Twilight Zone, you know, like the camera's like zooming into the sky, right? And you see some fucked up shit. That's what's happening right now. But we got to zoom back in. We have to understand we are in the Twilight Zone, where Americans do think that eating meat is normal and fine and not weird, and that, like, experimenting on dogs is somehow like a unique evil. So now we got to zoom back into that weird ass world. So let's keep reading. Del Orto testified that a dog experimented on by Oz's team experienced lethargy, vomiting, paralysis, and kidney failure, but wasn't euthanized for a full 2 days. She alleged other truly horrifying examples of gratuitously cruel treatment of dogs, including at least one dog who was kept alive for a month for continued experimentation despite her... I can't even read that. So anyway, damn. Dr. Oz, man. Damn. I don't know what to tell you, but Puppy Killer is putting it a little nicely. Like, that is some crazy shit. Like, that is some crazy shit, man. Keeping dogs alive for like a month, you know, hopped up on drugs, and like, just like, what is the experiment even at that point? What is the results? Are they just fucking around at that point? Like, they're trying to make like a Twisted Metal character? Like, what the fuck? What are the experiments? What are they hoping to achieve? Other than like, yo, what if we put like a fucking, you know, firework in the dog's nostril, man? Wouldn't that be crazy, bro? What are you trying to do here? But anyway, so Max the dog roaming around. I love that dog, I gotta say. Hello, David Juba. The animal cruelty of the ruling class is different from working class meat consumption. Look at Elon Musk's cruel experiments on chimpanzees. Are they different? I mean, yeah, everything is different, sure. But my opinion, anyone who eats meat complaining about the mistreatment of animals, I just think they're stupid. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And like, that's fine. People can understand that they're stupid and still do those stupid things, you know. But I just think that to me, like, I find it hard to respect people that do stuff like that. I really do. Unless they just like say like, yeah, I'm a piece of garbage. I understand, you know. Yeah, motherfucker. Dr. Oz, man. I'm telling you this. You know, New Jersey, we got to have a hall of shame, and we got to put Dr. Oz in that bitch, because that guy is crazy. Some crazy ass shit. Oh. How's everyone doing, by the way? Got a show going on today. I'm doing a show. This is the Above It All program. That I'm doing. I'm doing a program. I'm gonna take this moment to say hello. How's it going? It is a new month. It is the month of October. The spook Sixular is upon us. Yesterday was the 22nd birthday of a classic video game by the name of Muppet Race Mania. Came out October 3rd, 2000. Yeah, you might be wondering, is this a horror game? Well, the answer is yes. It has a graveyard in it, so it is obviously a horror game. But more importantly, it came out on October 3rd, 2000. So I played it yesterday, did a 100% run. Finished in about 5 hours and 50 minutes. And so that was fun. If you missed it, that's a shame. I will be posting the VOD. No stream, no Twitch stream today. I won't be doing any today. But tomorrow, maybe. I'm going to be doing a couple of, just non-horror related Twitch streams. Just some speedrun stuff too. But we got some fun ass shit lined up for this month. I know a lot of the viewers of the Above It All show are not gamers, but I gotta tell you, I don't care if you're a gamer. I don't give a shit. You should show up to my fucking streams because they're fucking entertaining as hell. We talk about drugs. I love drugs. We talk about movies, television, and yes, I know, video games. We talk about all kinds of things. So, and if you don't show up, you're a loser. It's basically just, it's a 6-hour version of this show, except without talking about specific news stories. I mean, we got the Elon Musk breaking news with his tweeting on the Twitch stream yesterday. So if you wanted to see that, there you go. But either way, if you don't, that's fine. But also, it's the beginning of the month. And so this is the part where I tell you to give me money. PayPal, Cash App, Patreon, Super Chat, whatever the fuck. Give me money. If you want. You don't have to, but it would be cool. I do like money, and I gotta pay some bills. So if you want to help me out with that, that'd be great. If you don't, that's fine, but you should. You should feel compelled to. So, I mean, look, it's for Max the dog. Right, Max? Max, you're losing weight. You're losing weight, Max. You got me on Friday? Are you talking about last Friday? Is that... Because if I remember correctly, I think I said thank you. I hope I did. I don't know. Anyway, I got more news here. I got a couple more things I want to say. This is just some fun stuff. I got some fun stuff. Biden apologizes to the family of dead Congresswoman for "Where's Jackie?" gaffe. So, let's read. Joe Biden has apologized to the family of late Congresswoman Jackie Walorski at the White House after asking them where she was for more than a month after she died. For those of you that don't know, Walorski was killed in a car wreck. At an event on the 28th of September, Mr. Biden had asked for Walorski, who had died in early August, after which he was reminded by the late Congresswoman's mother that she was in heaven with Jesus. In heaven. Where is that? Well, Mr. President, we can tell you where Jackie is. She's in heaven with Jesus. Now, I don't want to be here to state the obvious. I don't want to be here to dance on the grave of a Republican member of Congress. But she's not in there with Jesus. there is no Jesus, that bitch is dead. And guess what? The world is a better place as a result. So, I'm bearer of bad news. That's fine. I will take that hit. But again, not there with Jesus. There is no fucking Jesus, and she was a Republican, and so I'm actually kind of happy that that happened. But either way, let's read more. The late Congresswoman's brother, Keith Walorski, was quoted as saying by the New York Post that he could only agree. He's a very Catholic person. He's very strong in his Catholicism, so all he could say is, yes, you're right, I know, the brother added. He did apologize for the Where's Jackie comment, and our family assured him we had no hard feelings. We forgive him for his gaffe. President Biden brought it up and basically said he was sorry that the things went the way he went with the Where's Jackie comment. We didn't dwell there a long time. He basically put it out there, apologized, and we accepted his apology. Walorski died in a car crash on the 3rd of August in Indiana. Again, good news, right? The gaffe led to renewed criticism on social media about Mr. Biden, whose critics, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. So, but once again, she is not there with Jesus. You know, just have to clear that one up for the rest of us. But to me, I find that whole thing hilarious. So, there you go. You're going to contribute this coming Friday? Oh my God. It's crazy shit. Thank you though. But anyway, I got more. I love polls. I'm a huge fan of polls in general. But this is a good poll. This came out in the Detroit News. It's a new poll with the Michigan governor's race. Governor Gretchen Whitmer's lead over Tudor Dixon stretches to 17 points. I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy. So, of course, Donald Trump went to Michigan over the weekend to rally for Tudor Dixon. Needless to say, probably didn't go so well. All right, Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer's lead over Republican challenger Tudor Dixon has reached 17 percentage points within 5 weeks remaining before November 8th midterm election. I believe early voting is already starting up, I think. In Michigan, the statewide survey of 600 likely Michigan voters found that 49.5% supported Whitmer. Now, again, Whitmer needs to hit the 50%, and then there's no sweating, you know. But 49.5, I mean, that's pretty close. But anyway, 32.2% for Tudor Dixon. 6.1 plan to vote for a third-party candidate, dumbass motherfuckers, and 12% were undecided or refused to answer. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that one. 49 to 32. I mean, now again, state polls typically less funding, higher margin of error. I think this one is 4 percentage points plus or minus 4 percentage points. So let's assume Tudor Dixon gets +4, Gretchen Whitmer gets -4. I mean, that's still a fucking devastating lead. You know, I mean, like, that is some crazy shit. Here we have some pictures of the two folks here. And there you go. The results could set off alarm bells for Michigan Republicans and indicated that Dixon, a first-time candidate from Norton Shores, fell further behind Whitmer during the month of September as Democrats funded millions of dollars in television ads. It's not tightening because nobody has done the work within the Republican electorate to let them know who their candidates are, said Richard Kazuba, a pollster and founder of the Glenn Gareth Group. In a similar poll by Kazuba's firm a month earlier, Whitmer was ahead of Dixon by 13 points. So this is a pie chart. I mean, now again, just need to get like 0.6% of the undecided, right? 0.6%. That's all you need. And the rest of it doesn't matter. But that's great news. I mean, I have been enjoying the complete failure of the Tudor Dixon campaign. To me, I think it's funny. And so, fuck yeah, I'm going to make a couple videos about it whenever there's some new shit coming out of there. I just think it's really hilarious. And again, I like focusing on Republicans losing. If Republicans win, if they do well, we'll see. I'll weigh in if Republicans do well in other states. But there's a couple races that are just fun to watch, right? I don't want to look at Georgia's race, Georgia Senate race. That shit's scary, man. Herschel Walker might actually become a senator. That's fucking scary. I don't want to look at that. That's fucking scary shit. I'm going to look at these races where it's pretty fucking fun. So I'm just throwing that out there. But there you go. Tudor Dixon, not good. Oh. I'm quickly becoming a star. My audience has pretty much flatlined over the course of the last 2 years. I haven't really gone up or down much. So personally, I think that's a good thing. I don't want to be too popular. I've been way more popular than I am now before. So many negatives. I don't like it. So this is pretty much good for me. The 40 to 50 viewer range. That's good. Enough people that I feel like I'm making a difference. People are telling me, oh, I was at the grocery store and I looked at a bean. Oh, that's all I need. I don't need the creepy stalkers. I don't need the death threats. I don't need to be in mainstream media. I don't need to be all that. So the less spam bots, the less stardom, the better. Yeah, I heard that Christian Walker is finally unloading on Herschel, was saving all the ammo for election time. We'll see. I don't think it'll move the needle. I'm pretty sure anyone that would vote for Herschel Walker is only doing so because he's a Republican, and therefore, there's not much room there. But either way, that's funny. It's funny stuff. Speaking of funny. Liz Cheney, back in the news, once again for being embarrassing. I only cover these stories sometimes just because it's fun. This is just fun. It just doesn't matter. No one cares. You're not going to learn anything from talking about Liz Cheney for the fucking 7. You're not going to learn anything. No one's going to watch this fucking clip or watch this segment and fucking, come out of it oh, I've got a whole new perspective on life. That's not going to happen. I make those videos. You go watch those videos if you want to change your fucking perspective on life. I make those all the time. This is just entertaining. Cheney on having liberal Democrats as supporters. Quote, I'm not choosy these days. Rep. Liz Cheney on Monday discussed her newfound support from liberal Democrats as she continues her crusade against former President Donald Trump, saying she is not choosy these days about who is in her corner. Well, needless to say, her corner looking ever so smaller since she came out against Donald Trump, made the wrong calculation, thinking, oh, January 6th was really bad. Pretending to win an election that you clearly lost is really bad. People will clearly be on the right side of that issue, right? Wrong. They're Republicans. Dumbass. Stupid motherfucker. You're a Republican. How could you be a Republican and not know about the Republican base's fucking propensity to be dumb as fuck? I'm sorry, man. What the fuck? We got a Max dog over here. During an event at Syracuse University, Provost Gretchen Ritter asked Cheney, as a lifelong Republican, how painful is it to have liberal Democrats in your fan club? I'm not choosy these days, the Wyoming Republican responded, laughing herself and eliciting chuckles from the crowd. What? Cheney has gotten praise from across the aisle in recent months. Is that it? Is that the news that she says, I'm not choosy? And then the rest of this article is just some random fucking context shit. Anyway, she's not choosy. But needless to say, the feeling is not mutual because no one is choosing her. Let's just put it that way. So she's not choosy, and neither are her constituents because there are none. But there you go. I just think that that's funny. Just the downfall of the Cheney clan is, to me, and I say clan with a K in this instance, to me is pretty hilarious. But there you go. Christian harasses people or Herschel, or it seems likely both. I mean, Christian Walker did that weird campaign where he'd go to gas stations and like walk up to people and say, "How do you feel about Joe Biden?" You know, some really weird ass shit. That's really all I know about him. I tuned out after that point. Max, what the hell? Look at this dog. Max, you're losing weight. You're running around too much. Max got a little chunky when he was on the heartworm treatment, but he's looking a little lean. He's a lean machine. Look at this dog. Max, what the hell? But yeah. We're going to be getting into the Spook Sixular movie review segment today. I want to say this much. Tonight, you know, I've been picking a lot of random movies. Tonight, I'm going to watch the sequel to the movie that I'm about to review. There's one sequel. I'm going to watch that tonight. I've made the decision that tomorrow night, and I want to announce this early so that people can make plans. Tomorrow night, I'm going to do a double feature. 2 horror movies. Now, some people might be saying horror, ? But I want to let you know, tomorrow night, what is today? Tuesday? So tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday evening, and so that means the review will be Thursday morning. But Wednesday evening, I'm going to watch Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island, the 1990s film. And then I'm going to watch the new Courage the Cowardly Dog Scooby-Doo crossover film. That is going to be my agenda tomorrow night. Tonight, I'm going to watch the sequel to the movie I'm about to review. Tomorrow, going to do a double feature of Scooby-Doo films. So if anyone wants to join me with that, Zombie Island is free on Amazon Prime Video. And the Courage the Cowardly Dog one I want to pay for, because I haven't seen it yet, and you know, I'm a huge Courage the Cowardly Dog fan. You are not a huge fan of Scooby-Doo and the Zombie Island? Alright, well, that's a shame. Anyway, so with that being said, if anyone wants to make plans, I'm planning on doing some drugs, having a good time, because I love Scooby-Doo. I love the 1990s Scooby-Doo films. I might try to look and see where I can find some of the other ones, like the fucking Witch's Ghost or whatever the fuck, and then there is, you know, Cyber Chase is a classic, but that one's not as spooky as the other ones. But anyway, so there you go. Anyway, last night I watched a film. I watched The Collector. It's a film. It's a horror film. This is the Spook Sixular horror movie marathon. This is the 19th movie that I've reviewed throughout this marathon so far. So, you know, if you're just coming in and you're seeing these, I know a lot of people are watching the playlist. I do have a playlist where you can check out all of the horror movie reviews for the Spook Sixular. So there is a playlist. So if you just want to put that on and just watch them all in order or whatever, feel free to do so. That's going to be great. If you're currently watching the playlist and you're on video 19, which is this one, hello, and I hope you enjoy the rest. Anyway, so this is The Collector. This is I believe a 2009 movie. I will say this, I've seen this movie already. There's 2 of them. There's The Collector, and then there's The Collection. And this was, like, I guess supposed to be like the start of a new franchise, I think. You really kind of see like a lot of like attempts to build a franchise out of this movie. And there was a sequel. There was a planned 3rd film, but then COVID happened, I think, and it's just kind of disappeared. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But either way, The Collector. I think this is a great movie. It's not that long. It's only really like 90-ish minutes. It's not that long. But this movie, I think, is really, 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 really good. I really do think this movie is great. I mean, it kind of like, it's like a home invasion movie, but like, it's kind of like a home invasion, like reverse Home Alone, where the invader sets up booby traps around the house, right, to like reduce their home field advantage, right? It's like a gross ass movie too. There's a lot of like torture scenes, and it gets really fucked up. But okay, I want to talk about the start of this movie. Like the first 25 to 30 minutes of this movie, you're thinking it's going to be a heist movie. It's a heist movie, right? The main character is working on a family's, like they're working on the house or whatever for some like well-off family. That family says that they're going to go on vacation. They tell the guy, come back in a couple weeks. That guy knows that they've got some like jewels or some rich shit, and so he plans to go in for a heist because his wife is like behind on a debt collector payment or whatever. So he's like strapped for cash and needs to go do this heist. So, it starts off as that. And then the thing I love about this movie is that, like, so it's a heist movie, right? And then this guy realizes there's someone else in the house with him. So he goes in there thinking it's going to be an easy in and out job. You go in, you steal a giant ruby, you fucking go out, you pay your wife's debt collector, you're good to go, right? And, but then, so while he's trying to crack the safe, he notices he hears other people in the house. Whoa, that's crazy, right? And then he's trying to hide, and then boom, you got the fucking collector, the goddamn fucking collector. Now, I gotta tell you, the way that the collector looks, their physical mannerisms, their body language, right? Like the mask, it's all really well done. I just have to say the vibes of this movie, top notch. I also want to say this movie is a little artsy. There's a lot of scenes that have like some really, like epic music video shit going on, and like the camera's going like, whoa, right? So I'm just saying they're trying it. I think the movie's really fun. This is a fun movie. If you like home invasion, you will like The Collector. If you like torture scenes, you will like The Collector. If you like a high anxiety movie, you will like The Collector. Now, I'm going to spoil this movie pretty hard right here, so bear with me here. But my favorite part of the movie, the best part of the movie, I would even go as far as to say, so the main character, right, is able to elude the Collector, right? He's able to hide from him, and the Collector thinks that just the family is there, right? Because the family's supposed to be on vacation, but he brought them back to the house. Like, I guess he intercepted them in some way. So he doesn't even know that the main character's here, right? And the main character managed it. That's the thing about it. It's high anxiety because the Collector is just like doing his own thing and doesn't know that the main character's here doing a heist, right? And so the anxiety is like, oh shit, he doesn't even know that. But once he finds out, he's gonna fucking kill this guy, right? And so, and the main character successfully escapes the house at around like the 75% of the film, right? Right? He actually escapes the house. And then he turns back, right? And sees there's like a child, like a 10-year-old-ish, maybe younger, like 8-year-old child. He sees her like in the window begging for help. And then he goes back in. Now I gotta say, that part of the movie, it's the best part of the movie. Because he's free. He has the ruby. He's got the jewel. He's free. He made it. Mission accomplished. He decides to turn around, one last look at the house, unnecessary. Then he realizes that there's a kid trapped in the house, and he tries to go back and save the kid. And obviously it doesn't really go well. Again, I just think that this movie was great. The pacing, right? There's like 3 distinct acts in this movie that I think they paced really wonderfully. There's the first act, which is setting up the main character, why he needs to go to a heist, right? Why he needs this money, right? Building the clock in there. He needs to get home by midnight, right? So we've already got some mild anxiety. The heist begins, right? And then it's like the cat and mouse kind of hiding from the guy, literally using a cat in one instance, rip that cat, to like try to draw their attention away and stuff like that. So it's very like, chessy, like anxiety-inducing stealth kind of movie. And then he turns around, he sees the kid, he goes back in, and then it's the fucking goddamn, it's an action-ass fucking shit. They're fighting each other. He gets captured by the Collector and then tortured, but he escapes the torture, and then it's like, And I just think this movie is really good. I think it's really good. I love the artistic quality where like the way that the camera like tries to do a lot of really cool scenes. I love the ending when it like shows all the dead bodies and this like, you know, some like really crazy music going on. This movie, I thought it was really great. I love that it made the main character like, yes, he is committing a crime, but he's also a good guy. Like he is committing a crime, he is stealing, but he's a good person. He tries to save the family that he's stealing from. He tries to save the child. I thought it was great. I thought the villain, just the vibes of the villain, like how they look, how they act, the body language, you know, all really good. It's all really good. I just love this movie. Now, again, I have seen this movie before. This is my second time watching it. I have also seen the sequel, The Collection. I'm going to be watching The Collection tonight. I will gotta tell you, The Collection is not as good as The Collector. This is a great movie. I wish it did become a franchise. I think it would have done a really good job at becoming a franchise. I think all the seeds are here in this film. The sequel, not as good. I'm going to watch it again tonight, so I want to reserve my judgment. But there you go. The Collector. I mean, it's a good movie. I love like the genre. Like it mixes genres up. It's like this, like the torture stuff, kind of like Saw. It's got like home invasion stuff. You know, it's just a good movie. I really enjoyed the movie. It's got like the booby traps everywhere, right? And then you're thinking to yourself, how the fuck did this guy lay out all of these booby traps? Were they visible when the guy went in initially to steal the ruby? Were all these traps visible? Were they there already and he just didn't know? Or is he just setting all the traps up really fast? It builds the layers of anxiety. I just think it's a great movie, really well done. Now again, in my memory, the sequel, not nearly as good. Now, I'm willing to have an open mind. I'm going to check it out again tonight, The Collection. But this movie, I do have to say, is a very classic horror movie. I think it melds like the slasher genre, torture genre, a home invasion. I think it melds them all really well. The ending, you know, you know, like, does he escape? Like, I just think it's so good. I think this movie is great. So, if you can handle the bloody torture and the gore and the intestines on the floor, it's a great movie. You'll love it. If you can't handle that, well, that's a shame. But there you go. That's The Collector. And once again, I will be doing a Scooby-Doo Zombie Island and Scooby-Doo Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover tomorrow night. So tonight, gonna watch The Collection. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna do a double feature. If anyone wants to watch them, you know, Thursday morning, I have a lot to say. I love Scooby-Doo. I have a lot to say. I was kind of sitting back and like kind of waiting and seeing which Scooby-Doo movies I'm going to check out. Then I remembered that there's the Courage the Cowardly Dog one that came out recently. So I'm going to check that out. But there you go. That's the show. Marathon Man on the list? Maybe. Never heard of it, so. But that's the show. I will not be doing a Twitch stream tonight. It won't happen. So, but, you know. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'll make a decision later. Either way, thank you all for watching. That's pretty much the show. That's all I got. So, see ya.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Here's the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of government. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. They had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, he was in big trouble. They had a
I mean, the fossil fuel industry, they weigh in so significantly. I mean, how could it be?
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.